Deep within the secretive walls of Los Alamos, the birthplace of these weapons, the work didn't simply stop with the end of the war. Scientists continued to probe the mysteries of nuclear fission, eager to understand the very forces they had unleashed. Among the objects of their study was a near-perfect sphere of plutonium-gallium alloy, the third such core created. Officially designated, but soon to be known by a far more ominous name. Days after Japan's surrender, on August 21, 1945, a young and brilliant physicist named Harry Daghlian was working late in the lab. His task? To conduct a criticality experiment, a dangerous dance of bringing the plutonium core to the very edge of a self-sustaining nuclear reaction. The process was colloquially known as tickling the dragon's tail. Daghlian was carefully stacking neutron-reflecting tungsten carbide bricks around the plutonium sphere, each one inching it closer to that critical point. Then a moment of carelessness. A brick slipped from Daghlian's grasp and fell directly onto the core, completing the neutron-reflective shell. In an instant, the room was bathed in an eerie blue glow, Cherenkov radiation, a visible sign of intense nuclear activity. Daghlian, realizing the gravity of his mistake, immediately tried to dismantle the assembly, absorbing a lethal dose of radiation in the process. For 25 agonizing days, Harry Daghlian suffered the horrific effects of acute radiation poisoning. His body, bombarded by invisible particles, began to shut down. He succumbed to his injuries, becoming the first known human casualty of a criticality accident. This tragedy sent a chilling wave through the Los Alamos community. The silent, gleaming sphere of plutonium had drawn its first blood. Whispers began, whispers of something more than just a metal core. 9 months later, on May 21, 1946, the same plutonium core was back in the lab. This time, the experiment was led by Louis Slotin, a charismatic and experienced physicist known for his almost reckless confidence. He was demonstrating a similar criticality test to a group of 7 colleagues using 2 beryllium hemispheres as neutron reflectors. Slotin, in a departure from safer protocols, used only the blade of a screwdriver to keep the hemispheres separated. In a fraction of a second, the screwdriver slipped. The beryllium hemispheres snapped shut, completely surrounding the plutonium. The core went supercritical with an even more intense burst of radiation and light. Slotin, with remarkable presence of mind and at immense personal cost, instantly ripped the hemispheres apart with his bare hands, shielding his colleagues from the worst of the blast. Slotin knew immediately that he had sealed his fate. "Well, that does it," he reportedly said. His body absorbed a massive lethal dose of radiation. Over the next 9 days, he suffered unspeakable agony as his organs failed. He heroically saved the lives of his colleagues, but cost him his own. 2 brilliant scientists, 2 near-identical accidents, both involving the same unassuming sphere of plutonium. The coincidence was too grim, the consequences too severe. Within the close-knit scientific community of Los Alamos, a chilling nickname began to circulate. This particular core, the one that had claimed 2 lives in such a short time, was no longer just a piece of metal. It was something to be feared, something unpredictable, something malevolent. It became known in hushed and fearful. The demon core, now bearing the weight of its grim history, was deemed too dangerous for further experimentation. Its fate was sealed. It was ultimately used in one of the early atomic weapons tests at Bikini Atoll in 1946, finally fulfilling its intended destructive purpose, albeit in an impersonal, remote detonation.